Alright, good morning Year 10. If you are listening to this video, it means that I am absent and you are working through some tasks that I have left for you to help start consolidating your basic HTML knowledge. Now I am just going to open up the work we did previously, opening with, of course, my notepad. And this is what I did in our very first lesson. Now, anyone who missed yesterday's class, which was a lot of you, due to the network problems, there are a couple of things that we did. And let me just sort something out quickly here. So what I would do, I'm just going to go into my pictures. I just want to grab an easy picture one. That'll do. Just have a look at the properties here. It's a 1, it's .jpeg, that's perfect. I'm going to copy that and I'm going to pop it into the same folder where my HTML document is saved. So a couple of things we learnt. We learnt that we could do img src for source. 1.jpg. I could put in height 480. This is in pixels, by the way. Width 640. And my image would appear on my screen. Now, image source, break, and my next one I'm going to do, which is an ahref, are all tags that are standalone. I lie, ahref isn't. Image is a standalone tag, you don't need to close it. Break is also a standalone tag, you don't need to close it as well. So this one I'm going to put in https://.com, and my target is going to be equaling underscore new. So my web page is still visible in the browser, but we're opening up a Google web page in another tab. So I'll put \a there and then click here for Google. Alright, so let me just save that and show you that. So this is exactly what we did yesterday's lesson, which actually turns out to be Wednesday's lesson, because no, Thursday's lesson. Yeah, yesterday's lesson is right. So that's obviously too big, but that's okay. I'm going to click for Google. You'll notice that my website is still here, but now I've opened up Google, which is great. Now this is all very well. We've got some basic skills here: headings, paragraphs, breaks, images, references. We want to start customizing this to make it actually look good. So I'm going to teach you 2 different style tags. We used to use a font tag to change the font, but now we deal with this all in the paragraph. So if we go here, I'm going to write style equals. Now this is very reminiscent of our CSS work. If you were in my class last semester, we created web pages using a CSS, which is a cascading style sheet. Now this is a way to get around that and give paragraphs individual styles just based on using the following tag. So HTML was developed with the American English in mind, so the word color is spelt wrong, but that's okay. So style equals color. Oh. Red. Okay, so let me save that. And then open it up again in the browser. You can see now that that paragraph is indeed red, which is fantastic. The next thing I'm going to do is show you a different font. So again, we start with the word style equals. font underscore family. Now if my font name does not have a space in it, like Arial for example, you can just do the word as is. So if I was to save this, go back to my site, you can see that it has indeed changed the font. If you are using a font that has a different name, or you know, like Times New Roman or Courier New, spaces in the word, we have to do something a little bit different. I might do it underneath just so you get the best of both worlds. P style equals font family. Now I'm actually going to do a single quotation mark. Courier New. This allows me to have a space in my actual tag. I close the single quotation mark and then I close the actual style tag by doing the second. Now when I write, this is Courier New, we should have a very different look. Let me check it out. And as you can see, it's there. I'm going to show you what it would look like if I didn't do that. I'm going to take away. Dependent on whether they've made updates or not, I'm not sure. But let's see what happens here. Okay, so we're lucky in that respect that it actually just allowed it to happen, which is always good, but it's not a bad habit just to keep in mind if you're referencing something that has multiple names, or you know, spaces and stuff in between. It's not a bad habit to get into doing that. So that's really all I want you to work on. My instructions were for the role to be done and you were to be directed to ClassNet. By directing you to ClassNet, you have access to this video, which means really I just want you to replicate exactly what's on here. And if I leave that open, you can pause that for a moment. So even if you've missed all 3 lessons or 2 lessons that we have worked on this before, this is all that we're sort of doing. Remember, we're looking at a sort of 4-week block or 3-week block of work where we are going to look at HTML, and then hopefully when we're back on campus we can do some stuff that's a little bit more higher order. Thank you for your time.